The Arizona podcast is brought to you by Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self leveling underlays. They service all of California and they are an awesome company. They speak Spanish and they do amazing work. Check them out at triumph_coatings on Instagram. And if you use the promo code arrows up, you get 10% off. So check them out. Arrows Up Podcast. We have David here today, and we talk about the weird Ryan Garcia stuff that's going on right now. Just all the, hacking of his social media, the response videos, all of it. We break it down for you so you know what's going on. We talk a little bit about the Dynasty series on the Patriots and just how weird it is, how it's pretty much built to slam Belichick in just a strange way. And then we have final thought. So hope you enjoy the pod. The Lakers won today. Before we go to the pod. Lakers won today, and I'm tired. As a Laker fan, I'm tired because they beat the Clippers. Impressive win. Happy for that win. They barely beat the terrible Washington team, the Washington Wizards, and then they give the game away against Denver, and then they beat OKC tonight. So I'm not being fooled by this Laker team. They're not that good. They're not going to win the title, and that's where we're at. So we'll do a full big NBA pod coming up in the next episode, I think. So we'll do that. So for now, here's David.
Dude, Ryan, man.
Ryan Garcia. Let's start.
And I was thinking, like, it's kind of funny that we were like, the last episode was named the tragedy of Ryan
Garcia. Yeah.
And then now
I was trying to be like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Okay, so last time we recorded, a lot of it was like the fighter, right? Like he could have reached his potential. Oscar believed in him, but he didn't believe in him. He didn't live up to the guy that Oscar believed in. And over the last week or so, we've seen him post a weird Instagram where he's like in love with like this OnlyFans girl. Which I guess started, a week back up. He announces the birth of his kid, right?
Right.
And then it's like he's getting a divorce. And it's like simultaneously. And then he puts like he's like in love with this OnlyFans girl. And then there's a picture of that same girl with like Floyd or something like that.
Right.
And then yesterday, you sent me that weird post where it's like 666 and all that.
It's like Ryan Garcia's dad or something. And it's like, what? Like, and they were just like weird, like laughing, like just total, like lunacy is the only word I'm like, what? I was like, what is this? Is this like, are we getting punked?
And
like, Ashman, come out, dude. Where are you? Like,
and then today we had
like cleaning things up video.
Yeah. And it's like my accounts were hacked. I have no access to my bank accounts. I can't access my accounts, but yet he's posting the video on his accounts. So it's like, well, do you have access to your accounts or not? Like, what's going on? Do you think this is all like his weird way to garner attention for the fight?
That
I mean, it's a weird way to do it. I've never seen anybody pull this, but
dude, Trevor brought this up. Trevor like, and dude, this is like the heck of a way to go about it. But he was like, dude, what if he's just like trying to throw Haney off by making him think he's like
crazy.
not fully, yeah, or make him think he's crazy. So that Devin's thinking like, oh, this is gonna be a breeze. Like I'm gonna train hard and then just like just cruise through the fight. And I was like, it's like, I mean, it's plausible, but I'm like, that's kind of dumb too. I'm just like, why? What about just good old like training and like hard work? I don't know. Like,
Unless he's trying to sell the fight to like Christian conspiracy theorists, maybe he's trying to get into that group.
like the whole like QAnon thing. Like, all right,
Because today he went on and he was talking about like spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is real. Satan's after me, and it's like, okay, I mean, okay, all right. Like I'm a Christian, but I don't know. Like I wouldn't classify you as a God fearing man. Your actions don't definitely. You got to go talk to your pastor the way you're living. So it's kind of weird. It's a weird. If this is to throw Haney off, I feel like if anything, this tells me the Ryan is going to get completely owned because that means he's not in the. He himself doesn't think he can beat him with training.
Well, and then even like, okay, did you see like the tweets today, like a few hours ago?
Yeah, it's so
Like,
weird.
one about the money, and I'm just like, dude. And he was like, "Oh, you guys wanted this, now you're getting it." And I'm like, "Bro, no! Like, people wanted to see good fights. Like,
what do we want exactly? What are you talking about?" Yeah, he said Andrew Cap summoned a demon for fun, and I told the demon to suck, the male body part, and to know Jesus is coming, liar. And it's like, what? And then he tweeted, "The guy that killed for exposing the Giants on Twitter is not by chance or luck. They would like me, but they can't."
they exposed the Giants.
That's what he tweeted. The guy that killed for exposing the Giants on Twitter is not by chance or luck. They would like me, but they can't. And then he responded to that tweet and put TikTok. And another tweet he put, they are called me offering money to not say anything. 10 billion, not enough. So somebody offered him $10 billion to not say anything.
Did you see what his ex-wife posted?
No, what she put?
So it was Drea Selena. I don't know, Andrea, but she was like, I'll send it to you, but it was like basically like, yo, like Ryan is in trouble. Like even his family members are concerned about him. Like if any of you like are believers, like pray for him. Like he is not basically like he is not okay. Like something is wrong, and I'm just like something is off, and I was just like, dang, bro, if the ex-wife is saying that too, like.
And then he put Bohemian Grove. I was the only to expose them. They were in the woods. Joe Rogan and Alex Woods say the same thing, and I am the bad guy. And he responded to that by saying, "Hacked." And another tweet he put, "I met the devil smaller than you think. I hope this man's not hacked again." So, yeah.
Dude, that
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Alex Jones is the one that like hacked his account.
Right.
Um, but it's a weird development because this fight is within what, a month,
A month and like what's today,
right?
the fourth, like a month and like a few days, like
Yeah, like a month and a half, pretty much, because it's like
yeah.
April 20th. Um, this is weird. I've never seen this in a fight before. I've never seen anybody go like, I've been hacked, and they kind of go through the whole motions, and then all of the hack stuff is all like Illuminati type of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
is it Cat Williams who hacked his account? Like,
I was about to say, I was like, dude, cat's out here like stirring things up, dude. You do an interview with Shannon Sharp and you blow up, and then like you're the man on the streets, like just calling the shots.
and then Cat did one with Joe Rogan too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, yeah, this is. Do you think? Do you think at some point in like a week or so, like fight is off, or someone steps in? Like I think I saw another fight that was like, call me if something happens, I can step
Well,
in. I was on Twitter. I can't remember who it was, but just
the
like,
the annoying part was Shakur Stevenson,
I think it was him that I saw.
and I was like, I thought you were retired. I
Right.
thought
What happened to helping the next generation when they haven't even been born yet? Like, when you're gonna help? Like,
I think he realized like, oh, I am the next generation. Um, so that was annoying. I almost tweeted at him and was like, dude, shut up. Um, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they call this fight off in a week.
yeah,
And it's like he's checked himself into, because then there was another two where he said that they tried to check him into a psych ward.
yeah,
And I was like, what? Let me see if I can find it. So I wouldn't be surprised of that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like he he's, he's getting checked out, and so his mind is not right. Um okay, he tweeted 42 minutes ago. Imagine battling in spiritual warfare and everyone acts like it's not real and says you are the crazy one. Kanye hit me. I'm sad, bro. Um, then he thanks Elon for free speech. Um, okay, here we go. 55 minutes ago, he tweeted, imagine your own people trying to take you to the psych ward, only to prove to the doctors you aren't. And then I got all my cards back. LMAO, can't lose. They watching. I can't lose. What do I do? They put the fake video on my IG just to find out I was able to speak. Um so I wouldn't be surprised if they stop it. Now, this is highest level of boxing business too.
right.
So I don't think Haney's team, I don't think Golden Boy, the Zone, is gonna miss out on this pay-per-view. In a weird way, this makes this fight even more intriguing because now it's like, well, are we gonna get a psychopath in there? I kind of want to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, but it might be like that. There was that one fighter that just like he walked out of the ring. I think they were heavyweights. You seen that guy?
yeah.
And like he's there, like he's, and then like they ring the bell, and he just. I mean, that could, I don't know, dude. Like what? This is crazy. Even okay, because like we always joke about like Oscar being crazy, but this is like,
And then, so he tweeted an hour ago. They called. They can't cancel the fight. It's signed. I'm laughing. Contract signed. I've talked to Oscar. I told them we good. 420 Barclays. No step is miscalculated. So I wouldn't be surprised again if they stop the fight because he has to check himself in. I also wouldn't be surprised if he, this is all like his weird way to sell the fight. Maybe Trevor's onto something. Um, this is. Have you seen that Key and Peele sketch where Jordan Jordan plays um, Mike Tyson in
Yeah.
that press conference, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna make love to you," and then people are gonna laugh at us, and the guy's like,
Wait,
"What?"
what? Like,
And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna beat you up, man. Yeah, I'm gonna." And he's like, "Well, yeah, just and people are gonna laugh at us and blah blah." Blah. And the guy gets like all weird out, and at the end, like they're actually like gay lovers. I was like, "Is this what he's trying to do? Like, is he trying to like psych out Devin Haney, which is what you said?" But
it.
this is like super weird,
This
though.
this is yeah. This is like because I get wanting to psych your opponent out, but we've always seen like other ways. Like okay, like remember when Haney fought like Lomachenko, they were kind of like talking smack and they were kind of like bantering back and forth, like on their way walking to
Right.
like that's the usual. But this is like everyone's like, is this guy okay? Like, there's also that other Key and Peele sketch when like they're playing UFC fighters
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
like one is like, yeah, I'm gonna mess him up, and the other guy is like a native dude, and he's like, oh, like when you're breathing out of a tube after, and then you're just like, and then like he finally gets scared. He's like, is he for real? Like, is he? Are we in the same building? And it's like, oh, I was like, that's the one I thought you were gonna bring up, but then you brought up the Mike Tyson one, and it's like, oh no, like that's not even scary. That's just weird. Like, yeah, dude, this is like, because okay, even like the post with like Nate Diaz with like the joint,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I mean, some guys are into that, as long as like, I mean, risky because like, what if like, like the commissioner, or whatever, is like, oh, you can't fight, you failed your drug test, whatever.
Right.
But Nate Diaz kind of has that history with like the UFC where like he and his brother were banned for a while, so it's like, whatever. And even that one was like disappointing for people. Like people that I know were like, dude, this is weird. Like what? Out of nowhere. And then like since then it's just been
Right.
like it was already at 0 and then it was at like 80 miles per hour. We're like, whoa, whoa. And then it's just like the car just blew up and we're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I agree. I think like they like maybe like call it off or just be like, oh, like he's checked in somewhere and then I don't know.
Well, you have to think that at this rate, they're calling other guys, right? You have to think like,
Right. Worst case scenario, like you have a guy that you're like, yo, this might not work out. Like,
yeah, like I don't know if it's a Shakur Stevenson level because I don't know if Haney would be like cool with that because
I'll fight him last night. Yeah, yeah.
Shakur Stevenson, he's a world class dude, but I don't know, man. Like it's such a weird story to get into because I feel because we think it's like all jokes, it's why I think we're taking it very seriously, but not so seriously. But not to turn this super like somber, but it also wouldn't be surprising if we get the news that he like committed suicide. Like
Yeah, yeah.
and I think that's the weird part of all this, that it's like all these things are on the table. And it's like, why don't like how are we supposed to even cover this type of story?
Right.
Because if he's claiming the Kanye thing where they think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy, and they're the crazy ones and I'm the only sane one, it's okay, well, the way we treat Kanye is we just let him be and we don't pay attention to him because we know that he just a weird dude. This is
Right.
random things. If you're going to be,
It's like the elderly nurse like walking the grandpa back. It's like, yeah, that's great, Kanye. Like, go
yeah,
back, finish your food, and then
right. If you're going to be tin hat guy, yeah, tin hat guy, then the way we treat those guys is we don't take those guys seriously. And there's the cult following that they have, like the Alex Jones and all those dudes. And they have the people that follow them and like, oh my God, like look what they said. And you get put on TikTok with the creepy music in the back.
yeah,
Yeah.
that noise, like yeah, it's like yeah,
Um, and if you want to be that guy, that's cool, I guess. But if this is serious, like this is your way of asking for help, and you know, then it should be more serious. But it's such a weird story leading up to one of the biggest fights potentially of the year, at least in the first half of the year,
yeah,
because we still have to see um, Fury and Usyk play out, how Francis Ngannou and Joshua play out. But if Haney and Garcia live
like
up
what are
to
you
the
up to? Yeah,
yeah. But I'm saying like if this one lives up to the billing, this has potential to be the fight of the year in
right,
April. So that's why it's so weird because it'd be one thing if it was a whatever fight, but this is like a big anticipated fight
yeah,
that, like we talked about last time, like this is either going to end Ryan Garcia's career or it's going to completely restart it. So for him to have this type of lead up before the fight, it kind of leads me to believe, oh, same old Ryan. Here we go again. And it's just weird. It's a weird process that he's going through right now. Because you would think this is the time where he's in camp. He's just surrounded by boxing people and boxing people only.
right.
And then there was that thing where he was like smoking weed and like doing that whole thing too. Um, it's such a weird, like, this is the biggest fight of your career, and this is what you're doing. Like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what's
Well, also
happening.
there was a tweet saying that at one of the press conferences, like that Haney said like he smelled alcohol on his breath, which is like, I mean, like
Right.
sure, but like I don't know, alcohol and then like babbling and then like the stuff, and it's like, oh, man, yeah, dude.
Yeah. So
You know what I saw, and I was like, oh, that was kind of sad, like just how it played out and like where we were then and how we are now. But there was someone did like a throwback post, and it was like him, Garcia, when he was like training with Canelo, and he and Canelo were like in the gym,
I saw that. Yeah.
and I was kind of like, man, dude, like that, like we had it all, like in that little realm, like Canelo, a little bit, like it was like times are good, times are chilling, and then
Mhm.
yeah. And as you
Yeah.
said, people were covering it like well, at least a week ago, they were like, "Oh, like the press conference, it's a spectacle." Like he and he are talking smack, the dads are talking smack. Even like Ryan's mom was like there, like, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking they're going like McGregor Mayweather route, like just total like trash talk sesh at every where they get up into his faces. I'm like, all right, I'm like, I'll watch that, cool to fight. But then this is like, dude, is he okay? Like, so yeah, dude. Who knows, man? Yeah, they probably do have someone lined up. Either like I don't know if it's a big name. I couldn't. I don't know. Do you think maybe like Devin's kind of like, do you guys have someone lined up to the promoters or like, right in case they are
I'm
going with somebody?
I'm pretty sure because it's this,
It's just
you know,
close.
but it's also enough time, kind of. So I think like there's enough time to get somebody in the ring
Yeah.
because we've seen guys take it on like a weekend's notice. Like this is or a week's notice. This is um month and a half or so.
Right.
Now, if we were to get like Shakur Stevenson, that would be amazing. I'd be super annoyed because of the Stevenson stuff, but that'd be
Right.
pretty cool.
Right. For boxing, it's like, oh, dude, like, yes, like, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
man. This is like definitely uncharted waters because it's like, I mean, we've seen like injury stuff or like remember with like Canelo and like Triple G, like the
mhm.
drug testing, and then
Yeah.
Triple G ended up fighting Martirosian and some other guy, and I was like, all right,
Right.
get a little tune up while you're waiting.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, like what are you gonna name this pod? Like, what's this, dude? This is like,
Oh my God. The I don't even know what to name it because I saw those stuff coming out, and it's when I texted. I was like, we need to do like a Ryan thing
ASAP.
because
Yeah,
it's kind of escalated from what we talked about last week.
right.
And last week, remember when all the stuff was coming out, I had texted. I was like, dude, we were right on time with the D'Angelo, so with the Ryan Garcia stuff, and it's a sad story ultimately because one of the saddest things is unfulfilled potential, and I think this story is sad because of that. And I think it's a good reminder. These type of stories, and even like the Adrian Broner story, these are stories that are a good reminder that somebody can have a lot of potential, but if you're not putting in the work, it means nothing. Because you and I have had this talk about Oscar before and how everybody, it's easy to make fun of Oscar and Oscar the promoter, and he's like on drugs and he's like a crazy guy, and
Right.
but Oscar the fighter was the man.
It was him, dude. Yeah.
And I think he doesn't get enough credit for being willing to take on everyone and everyone. He didn't get enough credit that he didn't care about losing. He just wanted to play the fight against the best. And he is who Ryan Garcia thinks he is. The Mexican American superstar boxer who represents both Mexicans and Americans. And Oscar did that. And I think it's and with Bronner the same thing. He's this charismatic, elusive,
Right.
boxing type who has a personality of Floyd, kind of, but just didn't have the work ethic. And it's why I push back so much whenever somebody says stuff like that about, oh, they're going to be the next Floyd or the next Oscar or the next Canelo. Because it's like, man, like the difference between those guys is those guys did it. And Ryan Garcia is another story of unfulfilled potential. And it's just sad. It's a sad story ultimately, regardless of what turns out of this, whether this was
Right.
just a weird way for him to promote the fight or this turns out to be something serious. It's still sad for just the fact that it's like lunacy. Because say, 'cause last week we were saying how like if he loses, who's gonna want to like work with him? If he loses and then this is what happened a month out, like who's gonna want to work with him after this?
Yeah.
Like who's gonna want this? Like, okay, we're gonna trust you to headline. You know, not even a pay per view, but just the zone show. We're gonna.
Right.
I don't know if you can trust them to do that.
Yeah.
So it's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. And I think something will happen soon, probably, more like something's announced or basically what we're saying is like we'd be surprised if like on April 20th like they both walk into the ring and are like, all right, this is like okay, like when fights are haven't been made yet and they're all the reports are coming out of like, oh, rumor says this is going on, blah blah blah, or
Right.
like, oh, like this fight is. I always say like I'll believe it when they're actually in the ring when I see them both on TV. That's when I believe it's happening. And with this one, it's like, dude, I think we're gonna see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Haney also tweet like where he was like he was kind of worried too, where he's like, dude, is this guy okay? Like, or something like that.
I think he tweeted like pray for bro.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, that's which don't get it twisted. I'm sure it's not like Devin's probably just like, dude, is he okay? Like, you know.
Well, Devin Haney's probably looking out for his back. Devin Haney's like, wait a minute. I got a lot of money invested in this fight. What's going on? Um, he tweeted free rye. That's what he tweeted.
Free ride, yeah.
Free rye. Um,
Dude, some of these tweets are like things that would like what's that like AI would have made these tweets. Like just you know what I mean? Like just like Chat GPT. Like, what do you get if you know what would this so and so tweet about if they were into this, and this, and it's like boom, and it's like, oh, dude. A month ago, I would have been like, "Oh, these tweets are funny. Like, they're not real. Like, they're like someone made these up and like photoshopped this
yeah,
profile picture and said this, and this, you know, or like, but here we are.
it's so insane.
Yeah,
It's so insane. Just all this that's happening. Um, but obviously, we'll stay tuned to see what happens.
yeah,
Um, because the story is such a weird one, and obviously, for those that didn't know, now that you know, we read you the tweets. You're up to date. So if you see like Ryan trending on your X account,
yeah.
now
This
you,
might be.
now you know why. Now you're like, wait,
Yeah.
why is he trending again? That's why he's trending. Um, I wanted to ask you, have you seen any of the Dynasty stuff? The Patriots Dynasty thing?
No, I've seen like quotes and tweets, and I saw your tweet about it, and yeah. So between that and then also seeing like I saw a clip that dude, this one like it made me really like sad. No, not sad. It made me kind of like unsettled, even though this guy's dead. But it was a video of some of the guys talking about the Aaron Hernandez thing and just
Yeah.
what it was like. And I'm like, because like, don't get me wrong, like I've been in locker rooms for like the kind of talk that goes on in locker rooms, but
Mm-hmm.
like there was a clip of Wes Welker talking about it, and like Wes Welker was like, dude, it sounded like he'd seen a ghost having to interact with this guy in the locker room. And I'm just like, but I also saw like some craft tweets that were kind of, and then I saw your tweet and I was like, a little light bulb went off my head. I'm like, I have to do some research on this. So,
Yeah.
but what's it
So
on?
Apple Plus or
Apple.
whatever.
Okay.
Um, so I hate it because so the thing is called Dynasty,
Right.
and they build up the first Super Bowl, and they kind of brush through the second and third Super Bowl. They brush through the 21 game winning streak. And they kind of like, okay, yeah. And then they spend like 30 minutes on like Brady tearing his ACL and the Patriots not being able to make the playoffs, which is like, okay. They spend like a bunch of time on like the Aaron Hernandez thing. And it's like this thing that's built to like blame Belichick for all the bad stuff and credit Brady and Kraft for all the good stuff. And I'm just like, am I taking crazy pills? Like, are you really using this to dump on the greatest coach of all time? Like, what? The Patriots were built by Brady and Belichick.
Yeah.
Not not Brady and Kraft. Like the best thing Kraft did was like sign Belichick. Because it was Belichick who drafted Brady. It was Belichick who like did all that stuff. And so I understand talking about that stuff, but it's like why not talk about what made them a dynasty?
Right.
Like I wanted to see because one of the things that's been always so fascinating to me about Belichick is how cutthroat he was.
Right.
How he took Lawyer Malloy, who was a beloved teammate, and cut him. How he got Richard Seymour, beloved teammate, great patriot, and cut him a year early.
Yeah.
Ty Law, he didn't pay him. Jamie Collins, same thing. Like, and so you get like just over and over these guys that he would get rid of the year before. And he somehow was still able to keep the locker room, even though the guys knew at any moment this guy can cut us. And he still was able to get everybody to buy in, everybody to play hard for him. And I'm like, man, that's you can say whatever you want about Belichick. I know he's a good coach because of that. Because he has buy-in from everyone.
Right.
And it's just a weird, and maybe because I saw it and I went and I grew up with it, so I know, like I remember the Patriots winning the first Super Bowl. I remember rooting against the Rams because I hated the Rams. I remember like the 21 game winning streak. Like I remember all that. I was like old enough to remember that. That when they were telling, I was like, this is like storytelling with like an angle. You know, it'd be like,
I mean, it's it's basically like how like I would go ahead and say like most history, like wink wink, is it's like revisionist. You know what I mean? Like the winners write history and the losers have to live with it. And so in this situation, it's like Kraft is that guy, but it's kind of weird because it's like, well, Brady left and Belichick stuck around a little bit longer. So you would think it'd be like an attempt to smear Brady.
Yeah, it'd be like, see, but even in history, the winners write history, but it's like, well, Belichick is the winner. Like it'd be like if,
right, but ultimately Kraft, like he cuts the check, so it's like he's the guy. You know what I mean?
I guess.
But you know what I mean? Because obviously
No,
the
I
owner,
get you. I get
like,
you.
yeah.
I got you.
Look at it. Look at it this way: Belichick right now, like no offers, and Kraft is like, I'm still the owner of the Patriots, you know. And it's so
yeah, for whatever
if they got some kind of beef, Kraft has the means. Because like we always talk about like the athletes that have money, but then it's like I've heard NFL guys say this to like, oh, like if you think we're rich, like dude, the owners, like you don't even know about them. You might just know the owner's name, but it's like those guys are like,
yeah,
the 1% of the 1%, and it's like, oh. So just imagine like the contacts they have and the power. It's like, oh.
This makes you want to root for Belichick more.
As
And
it
it
should.
just
As it should. Yeah.
and it just makes you be like, man, screw the Patriots, man. Like, I just don't get it. Like, how is this the story you're telling? It
Yeah.
just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how is this the story? It'd be like if they were to make a documentary on like the Chiefs in like 20 years and they won one Super Bowl and they kind of like brushed through the other two Super Bowls and then they like focused like a bunch of time on like Kadarius Toney and the weird like things that were going on and like
Right.
the Taylor Swift saga and like all of the Jackson Mahomes stuff
Right.
and then like Andy Reid and his son and the weird and the illegal stuff he was doing. And you'd be like, who the hell cares about this? Like, can we
Like,
talk
what
about
about, yeah.
like
I
what
would
made you a
think with the
dynasty?
Patriots, like, they would want to do like a, because whenever I watch old Patriots players talk about the sport, they always talk about the situational football
Yeah.
and just what they'd run in practice.
Mm-hmm.
And like Malcolm Butler's like his pick, where it's like they're like, dude, we ran that to a T all the time.
Yeah.
Or there was also the I think I mentioned it like before that, like Edelman was saying we would do 2 minute drill in February. Like we'd be out there running, and it's like, what? Like, so stuff like that is just like the kind of stuff I don't want to hear, or just there were even oh gosh, there was one time the Pats played the Ravens. It was a playoff game, and they made a call where it was like they had to check the rule book.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, Belichick knows what he's doing. Like this is he's read up on this. He knows exactly what he's doing. And like he's literally playing chess, and you guys are still like learning how to play checkers, but he's master chess, and you guys don't even know
Yeah.
that he's about to like come up with. By the time you figure out he's about to score with you, like the game will be over, and you're playing like next week's game, and you're like, oh, that's what he was doing, and it's like, okay, so yeah, I wonder, do they? I'm assuming they have like players, like past players, talk about this, like.
Yeah.
'Cause I saw like a Matt Castle thing too, where he was like, I got ripped apart because I didn't see a corner blitz or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a weird like way to tell that story because it just doesn't make any sense for that to be the focus.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna focus on something, focus on the Patriots beating the Colts all those years when Manning was like the face of the league.
Right.
Focus on the 21 game winning streak. Focus on the Patriots going into Pittsburgh and
Right.
winning that AFC championship game. Like that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just instead, it's just this like smear campaign against the greatest coach of all time. And it's just like, uh, for what? Like, you got 6 Super Bowls. And yeah, so you're a Pats fan.
like
So I don't know if you should watch it.
how many episodes is it?
I think they're up to 5, 6 episodes.
Oh, okay.
They're
All right.
releasing one a week or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just started that show, Shogun. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like Japanese, like samurai. I feel like you'd be into it just because, like you'd said, you're not into like the sci-fi, but you like stuff that's a little more based in like reality, and it's historical. Like there's like it's like 1600s.
Mm.
Like the ruler has died, and then like the lords in Japan are beefing. There's an element of like Game of Thrones-esque where it's like there are houses and they want to overthrow each other to be the one.
Yeah.
And then there's also a subplot with like the Portuguese got to Japan before the rest of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Spaniards and Englishmen show up too, and they all don't like each other because the Europeans are all beefing with each other too. So I haven't finished the first episode, but I was like, I saw like people talking about it, and it's on Hulu, and I was like, okay, let me check it out. And I was like, okay. And I think it's just 4 episodes like for a season. So,
Oh, nice.
So quick little addition to your your viewing, but
Yeah,
yeah.
good stuff. Final thought.
Final thoughts. Let's see. Um, I sincerely hope Ryan's okay, and that if he
Yeah,
needs help, that he gets help that he needs.
yeah, um, yeah,
What
for
about you?
sure. I have okay. Over the weekend, okay. So the way soccer works. So let me set this table up.
Oh, good. Okay, good, good.
The way soccer works is you play two halves of 45 minutes.
Right,
And in those two halves, after the clock hits 45, the official clock stops. And now they have like added time. And
right,
so, they'll calculate it by, somebody gets hurt, someone's, on the ground, substitutions, goal celebrations, and all that. And so they typically try to like replay the minutes that were lost. And obviously, it's not perfect by any means. So, and typically you'll see games where it's like 5 minutes were added, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, and it'll get to 98. And it isn't like 98, boom, we're stopping it.
right.
It's, depending on what's happening. So if there's like a play going on, the referee will like, okay, we'll play this action and then we'll stop it. And so the Real Madrid game Sunday 2-2. It's a corner kick. And it's like this is like 98th minute. It was 8 minutes he allowed. So the ball gets kicked. And I'll post it on our social media so everybody can see. The ball gets kicked, goes into the corner. Nothing happens in the corner. And so the Real Madrid player gets it. He runs. He runs. And then he centers it and he kicks it into the area. And then a Real Madrid player hits it with his head, scores the goal, and you would think 3-2 at the buzzer. Oh my God, what a
Game
finish.
over. Right.
The referee, the dirty, just awful human being, just calls the game as the Real Madrid player kicks it. Says the Real Madrid player kicks it.
Wait, before the supposed goal, like
Yes. But it's like he kicks it and the ball's clear. There's actually clearly clear action. Calls the whistle and says game over. Boom, boom, boom. And they don't allow the go. I've been watching soccer. I'm 33 years old. I've been watching soccer since I was like 6 years old. So never in the history of the time I've watched soccer have I ever seen something like that. It'd be the equivalent of like there's 10 seconds left in the NFL game and a team is in the a
in the
team
red
is
zone.
in the yeah they're half they're midfield, they need a Hail Mary, and like they throw the Hail Mary, and as the quarterback's gonna throw the Hail Mary, the ref goes in there and says no 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 no, like game over, and
Yeah.
like they catch the Hail Mary in the end zone, and he says no no, it didn't matter, like they didn't snap the ball in time. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Um, weird. It was a weird. It was just. I don't understand why Spanish referees are so bad because they are extremely bad.
Ooh.
I don't understand why there's so much bias because there is. There is confirmed bias where Barcelona, for example, it came out that they were paying the federation of the referees in Spain for many years, and which makes sense why Barcelona for a long time with Messi weren't getting any yellow cards or red cards. Why it was disproportionate the penalties they were getting.
Good, good. Good. Let it out, Jerem, please.
So I don't understand what the hell was that on Sunday. Thankfully, it didn't hurt Real Madrid, but I just don't get it. Why the refereeing has to be so bad? Why is it that that guy can just say, no, we're going to stop it here when no referee stops it? To the point where, and you and I follow sports and we know that referees back up referees. To the point where referees came out today and were saying, yeah, that was a weird call. Why was it that we've never called that? Like either you call the play dead or you let it run. Because there was a moment where the ball gets kicked to the corner kick and nothing happens and you call the game there.
Right. Before the play's even put back in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But when the player gets it and makes a move back to goal, well, at that point, you got to let it run because now a new action has ensued. And I just don't, I have never seen anything like that. It was so weird. It was the weirdest thing ever. Because I'm there like, oh my God, we won. And then it's like, wait, what's going on? And so, yeah. So that's my final thought. Be better, Spanish referees. Yeah. Stop being corrupt.
I'm not surprised. Come on, bro. Stop I'm over here like condemning everybody, but no, in general, like, dude, refs, like in any sport, like there's always like a sense of they're untouchable, and we've seen it, right? Calls are always made, and then it's like, and it's always the players that are like, shouldn't there be somebody to check these guys or like to hold them accountable? And no one. Like no one said anything.
Isn't it weird? I hate this because this naturally gets me talking about the 49ers.
Here we go.
Isn't it weird that the Chiefs
had no holding calls
in 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah. And that's okay. I also saw Nick Bosa's thing where he was like, what do you think of the Chiefs O-line? It's like they hold a lot. And then you see plays in the Super Bowl where it's like, that's a hold. Oh, that's a hold. That was a hold. And you're
the one that like haunts me is the one where Fred Warner has a beeline to Mahomes and Jared McKinnon just like tackles him.
Yeah, they just like embrace, like not even
just like what like. So I don't want to get into that because I have no desire to hash the 49ers. That's like in the vault.
Putting in the vault. You're locking the vault. You're just
suppressed.
You can't have worlds colliding on here. This is a vault friendly, anti-worlds colliding.
I'm suppressed.
Got it here. You know what I mean? So
that's the 3 Super Bowl losses I've seen for the 49ers. It's the stuff that's like when I'm like 75 and like my grandkids are like, man, grandpa gets really upset during 49er games. What's up with him?
And then you have like Vietnam flashbacks of those past 3.
And it's just like.
Have you seen the third Godfather?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, of course.
Okay, terrible movie, but like at the end when Michael's just sitting there, like, and then he dies. It's not that you're gonna die, but it's like you're gonna be sitting there like by yourself, just like.
I do wonder, like, when the Niners finally do win a Super Bowl. I think I'm legitimately gonna I'm gonna cry for real. I remember when Cruz Azul finally won the cup after like 20 something years of not winning it. And it was very similar to like the 49ers where they would get close and they would lose.
Yeah.
And they would get close and they would lose. And when they finally won it, there's a picture of me on Instagram of me crying, like, because they did it. And when the Niners win the Super Bowl, it's not going to be a like taking my shirt off and running on the street celebration. It's going to be just sitting on my couch Just
you're gonna be a single tear guy. You're gonna be like, oh,
and just like my hands to my face and just like sobbing, and people being like, "Wait, I thought he's happy," and it's like, no, this is like 15 years of like heartbreak,
turmoil.
mending. Yeah, somebody on Twitter was like, "What Super Bowl loss hurt the most?" And I'll be honest with you, the first Chiefs one hurts the most because the Ravens one angers me. But we were losing by a lot. But it just angers me that we didn't run the ball. The second Chiefs Super Bowl, to this day, I just don't know how we lost that one. And it hurts because we should have won. The third one, I think, doesn't hurt as much because I'm numb. Like, I'm dead inside. So, this is a wild final thought, I know, but referees, Spanish referees,
get together. On you and go watch Dune Part 2. Go watch it.
Okay, yeah, you and Victor want to get on and talk that. So I saw the first one. I need to rewatch it because I don't remember.
I also need to because also the books are really good, and there's a lot of stuff in the books that you can't convey on screen, like a lot of that inner monologues kind of stuff, plus things that are taken that weren't in the movie at all. And he did this with Part 2. There were things in Part 2 that were added that are completely made up scenes or like implied. And there are things that weren't in there that were in the book where I was like, I was waiting for that. And that wasn't still a great movie. Like, dude, just the visuals, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, so pretty. Like or like majestic, the shots. But yeah. So
I'll do that. And then we'll get back on and we'll talk Dune, and I'll ask him about the Dodgers too, since they're coming up. But okay, I'll talk to you Wednesday. We have a date with Garrick. Garrick's coming back.
Basketball, right?
Yeah, Garrick's coming back. So looking forward to that. So I'll see you then. That's the pod. We are brought to you by, as always, Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service California, and they speak Spanish. You can follow them, Triumph_Coatings on Instagram, and you get a 10% off if you use the promo code ArrowsUp. You can also reach them on Gmail, triumphprotectivecoatings@gmail.com. All right, that's the pod. Thank you for listening. Thank you to David. Thank you to Angel for the music. I will talk to you on Thursday with Garrick and David. We'll do NBA, rap music, and whatever other stuff hits. So looking forward to that one. And Harry will be back Sunday. We've had scheduling conflicts, but we're back Sunday. Baseball looms and just a lot of stuff to get into for baseball. So that one's coming up. So thank you for listening. Arrows Up Podcasts. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. Please rate, review, and subscribe. And you can follow us on Instagram, Arrows Up. So check us out for that. And we'll talk to you on Thursday. Let's go Lakers.